Hi. Well, the good news is that my ear wasn't covering the camera and that you could see what I was up to as far as I can see. I did move my hand to fix the microphone back in, but I'm happy enough that it's in the position it needs to be in again. I didn't actually stop for any length of time because I don't trust myself to come back to it if I stop for long enough for it to dry. So let's just see what happens next here. I quite like that cut. I think that's burnt sienna maybe. Where is that going now? Needs to be there really. Okay, maybe half closing my eyes might help me to see the areas of dark and light that are important, and those that don't matter can fade. That's why I like to half close my eyes, because it just singles out the darks and lights that are informative. There's a little wrinkle here that's lighter, and actually if I was to follow it up it would create a bit more of a, there's more of a space or something more happening here. I think this needs to come back. This second knuckle needs to sit back here. Oh, I think I might need to just let this one be unsatisfyingly unfinished or something, or well, I don't know, let it. It might not work out is what I'm trying to say. It really might not work out at all. You might say it hasn't worked out or something like that, but I suppose I'm still holding out for some miracle. Bit of purple on the nail. There's a kind of it's an interesting thing. Sometimes I find that there's a devil may care attitude that's needed, and at the same time as that, there needs to be a deeply what's the word now? Like so you almost at the same time need to not care at all, so that you can make free moves, and care hugely, like really nothing else matters other than this very next move. So there's it's what it's called, I suppose, a paradox, isn't it? And you can't really, like, I think there's no way around it. It's like, in order to be free to move, you need to, like John O'Donoghue would say, learn to find ease in risk, and actually be, bring freedom to the moves, and also to care, to greatly care, and then abandon every mark. So to be willing to look, scrutinize, and do the very best you can, and then just let it release, like passionate detachment. Isn't that what that is? Just let go of the pursuit of perfection or something, and just let the mark be what it is, and then see what the next response is. That's Lily making strange noises downstairs. Now Lily recently has been doing this thing of staying up pretty much all night, I would say, because she doesn't wake up until the afternoon. And you know what she's been doing is falling asleep on the couch. So I've asked her, I changed the sheets in her bed today just there, and I said to her, Lily, look, you need to start sleeping in your bed, because I quite like in the morning being able to get up and do a bit of yoga or something. I haven't done that for a while, but it's not because of Lily, it's just I just got out of the way of it really. I think the swimming took over, and then I stopped swimming as well until yesterday and today I was back at the reservoir. And it's one of those things where was a desperate, when you're desperate, you discover. I don't know why I'm saying that. I suppose when you're desperate, you do whatever it is. And I was feeling desperate. I was feeling stuck in myself and just horrible, actually. In the morning, I woke up and everything was wrong. And I thought, I know what I need now. Cold water is what I need. And off I went. And I was right. Cold water is what I needed. No question. I don't know another way to cut through that fogginess. At least I don't know another way that does it that quickly and without, it's just, I just need to take my body there. That's all. I don't have to think about anything, try and figure out anything, and just go there and lob it in. And I was saying to my friend, it's like there's also a visual stimulus at the reservoir. I don't think it could be just getting into a cold bath or something, because you're under this expansive, beautiful sky. Like, even on a dull day, the sky there is like a massive umbrella of space overhead. And I think there must be something to do with, like, it giving a feeling of space inside in your head as well. Then, actually, I remember my sister's husband, his dad used to live in the Blasket Islands in Kerry, and they still have the house there. I've actually yet to visit it, but it's one of my dreams now, is to go over there. When I'm next in Ireland, I'm going to see if I can manage to get across to the Blasket Islands, because it's in a beautiful spot, and they go over fairly often, a few times a year anyway. Anyway, I'm talking about that because there was a reporter went to the Blasket Islands once, and I read this article that he had written about it, and he was saying that by the end of the few days that he stayed there, he felt that there was infinitely more space between his ears than when he had arrived. That there was something very clarifying about being there. Yeah, in the Atlantic, off the west coast of Ireland. So that's maybe something similar to how I felt when I got in the water. Well, when I got in the water first, I just think, thank God survived. I've got under. There's something that feels very kind of empowering about getting into cold water, the whole lot of your body under, because I think then you feel like, okay, if I can do this physically uncomfortable thing, then I guess I'm setting myself up to be able to do other stuff too, like hard things. Like Glennon Doyle says, we can do hard things. Just need to remember stuff doesn't really kill us. And so I think doing something like the swim means that I feel that other things come into perspective a bit more. I just feel very much as well like I remember that I'm an animal too, like my body is needing to be in touch with the elements, and something feels very like coming home to myself there, like in a natural way. And it's beautiful, and there's trees too. There's trees and there's water and there's sky, sun, usually some bit of sun, although today it was really sunny on the drive over, and then the sun disappeared when we got in the water. Today I went with my friend Barney, and I usually go on my own. It was nice having company, and Barney bought a flask of coffee for us. I never even thought to do that. For ages I've not done that. And it was delicious having a little drink of coffee and a lovely date. She had a box of dates. So that was quite a nice thing. It was very nice actually. And a good old start to the new year, getting wet. in a beautiful place. And it was quiet enough other than the two of us, so didn't feel, I've been feeling a little bit, like going gently with myself, to be honest with you. I was supposed to meet up with a few friends in my friend's garden last night for a fire for the new year. And you know what, in the end, I had gone and done loads of laundry because I wanted to clean things before the new year, and especially to have clean sheets on my bed and all that. And by the time I had all this laundry done, I went to an outdoor massive machine local to us here. It's really good, massive laundry, like washing machine, and I washed about 4 loads of washing. So I was over and back to this place I got a text when it was almost ready, so I'd go back and take it out of the washing machine and put it in the dryer. And anyway, by the time I had all that done, it was great, like satisfying but exhausting. And when I came home, I thought, right, I'm gonna tidy up now and clean my bedroom so that when I come home from my friend's house, I can just get into my bed. But by the time I'd cleaned it all up and done my sheets and everything, the only thing I felt like doing was getting into bed. And I thought, sure, who am I trying to please here? Like Brené Brown says as well, I think it was her who said, be prepared to disappoint others before disappointing yourself. I know that sounds very selfish, but like sometimes there's a responsibility to just really tune in and know what you want yourself. And anyway, my friend is lovely. I don't think she would have been desperately put out by my presence not being there, maybe not being there. There was other folk going, obviously. And so I just said, I gave myself permission eventually to just get into bed. And I had a lovely sleep for a couple of hours. At 10 o'clock I fell asleep for a couple of hours. Erin, I'm on a video here. It's fine though. What is it?
Just wait. I'm just asking.
Just ask.
Are you going to post this? No, I'm just going to.
Okay. Right. I'd say it'll be maybe another 5 minutes or so. I don't think there's anything major going to happen in this painting anyway. Do you think it looks like a hand?
Yeah. What?
I just think it's pretty bad though. Anyway.
No, it's nice.
No, thanks. Colourful is what it is, I suppose. Erin's got a sore foot. She was out last night and stood on some glass. That's my friend Barney was having a look at it today before we went for the swim. That's how we ended up going for the swim. Because Barney's she's a doctor and she was checking out Erin's foot. We reckon anyway that there's no glass left in it. But she's still hobbling around there now, so I want to take care of herself a bit. I'd say I might stop with that. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. And I suppose if I look at it after and I think, oh God, I could do something there now to fix it or make it feel a bit better, I can always do that later. I've still got my hand attached to me if ever I want to go back to looking at it. I forget what I was saying before Erin came in there. Oh, about going to my friend's house. Yeah, so I woke up at 12 o'clock anyway. I woke up before 12. Erin was gone out. Lily was here. So it's someone to, I just said happy New Year to her eventually. And then I went back into bed and turned on Jools Holland. It was a really nice hour or two listening to music and Jools Holland ringing in the new year. And then I started watching Glastonbury from all the years back. And there's various bands and stuff that, it was like the best of Glastonbury or something over the last 20 years or so. And that was great. Only it was too good. I kept watching it. It was like 3 o'clock before I finally fell asleep. And that's why then today it was I had planned to go for a swim with my friends, but they had already gone by the time I woke up. So it was nice then that Barney was able to come with me. And it is something that I do on my own a lot, but for Christmas, for New Year's Eve, it was especially nice to have the company, the coffee, and the days. All right. Erin wants to ask me something about her sweatshirt there. I've got quite a few things to return that I bought, clothes that I bought for the girls for Christmas that are, needing to go back, the wrong size or the wrong colour or something. So that's one of the I was saying in the earlier video that there's things that occasionally come up to bite me, like these thoughts, and one of them is that I need to get the returns sorted. But sure, tomorrow's another day. And I think it's very easy for us to forget the good stuff that we do every day. Like my friend said, instead of a to-do list, she has a to-da list. At the end of the day, whatever she's managed to accomplish, she celebrates it. Instead of this idea that everything has to be ticked off before you can give yourself a pat on the back. Because in the end, really, is anything ever fully ticked off? Like, I think there'll always be something lingering. So, like I was saying yesterday about that, I suppose we can't always be waiting until everything is perfect to feel happy. Or we can, but it'll be a tough enough old stint. All the time when I'm talking like this, I kind of think that not all the time, but a lot of the time I think, chicks, I'm going on a bit. I suppose, if that's how you hear it, then the thing is, people don't have to listen, sure. And I don't have to put it out there either. But there's something in the feeling of chatting to a friend that happens when I'm painting on video. And it's a helpful thing to me to feel that conversation. I don't know all of the ins and outs of why that is, but I'm going to keep doing it anyway. Yeah, and yesterday a few folks said don't bother with the time lapse. So I was suggesting that might be a way, to just get the painting, to just do the painting, and for that to be the thing, without all the rambling talk, like. But then a few of you who seem to kind of like the rambling talk said don't bother with the time lapse. Sure, maybe you don't like the rambling talk, but anyway, I don't know. So, and I don't even know how to do the time lapse thing anyway, so it doesn't matter. There we have it. So that's ultramarine blue there, that's kind of acting as the cast shadow of my hand on the page. I'd say this might be one of those paintings, when I look back in the video, I might have overshot it, done more than I need to do. Anyway, look, I'm going to stop it there. It feels a bit chaotic, really. Look at it. This is a slightly wonky hand. But anyway, it's something. thank you for joining me. And maybe a different day I'll do a hand that feels a bit more satisfying to me, because they're kind of exciting to grapple with, hands, aren't they? They go into lots of interesting shapes. Okay, thanks for joining me, and all the very best for this new year. See ya.